another investigation. Now this one's about AIDS. Now AIDS, read, was basically a hoax. It was basically a hex against the Western society, right, to make them stop having the babies. And obviously now, as you know, the baby levels are lower for the Western societies, right? And this AIDS and HIV was a big part of it. So as you see, HIV, VI, so VI is a V1, like Roman numerals, it's 6, right? You got your H, like, and your TH, and your Masonic, right? So basically it's a Masonic hex. And basically, so they were hive mind, they were basically signaling a hive mind type idea, right? Now, AIDS is an interesting code in that. Which is basically this with side. As you see here, side. Blessed, lucky, joy, happy, and patient. Now, obviously, not if you've been an AIDS patient or an HIV patient, right? So they've obviously coded this in. So it's the day with Saeed. Happy, fortunate, or lucky. Now it's the thing about the AIDS is, right, it's the day where they're trans people. It's the day where their own transes, right, they develop AIDS and it wastes them away, right. What they've done is using the Jewish scapegoat mentality is blaming onto the sex, right. So blaming onto the natural people. And how it's the day with sex, how it transfers and all that, right? It's not the day with sex and that, right? It's the day with being a trans. They get the AIDS and start wasting away, right? Because obviously they're on the trans medicine and eventually they start, obviously the waste away from it, right? Hence the look of the AIDS victim type idea, right? So as you see, Saud means the same thing as the Saeed, happy, fortunate and lucky and all this. Right? And as you know, the royal family in Britain is very much in with the House of Saud. So you know that the region with Saudi Arabia, and of course the Saudi Arabia is gaining loads of influence within Britain. Investing in businesses. They've got an overseas investment fund where they invest in the businesses like football clubs and they buy football clubs and a lot more stuff. They own loads of property in London. Of course, the Princess Diana one played a pivotal role in the AIDS. Again, showing it was basically a royal type of hex. Right? Basically, these are the trances, look at the Masonic handshake. This is their trances, right? Get this disease, right? And waste away and all that. Because they've been on the medicine all their lives and that. It's not to do with contracting it from sexual relations and all that. They blame that on the sexual relations because obviously, again, they want to get rid of the population, lower population. And this AIDS thing had a big impact on that. It made people paranoid of having the sex, and obviously lowered the birth rates, right? And then so you got lower birth rates, baby rates, and then they come up with this idea you've got to import new way of people because you've got aging populations. It's all garbage. It's like a genocide, So again, read Terence Higgins. His date age 37 777 code. 4th of I presume that's July, might be in June. But again 6-7. GG 77. And the TH in the Terence Higgins. TH. That's the Masonic, triple top. T resting on the horizontal bar of the H. Grand emblem of Royal Arch Masonry. That's your Terence Higgins, trust tree. Terence Higgins. He has National AIDS Trust tree. Look at the number, charity number 777 code, and 2 6s, 66 upside down. So the whole thing's a scam. To lure population rates in these Western lands. Again, see what they've done is blame it onto the sex again. Obviously the eunuch and religious idea. So they blame it onto the people that sort of have the sex instinct. If you think about it, the two types that had the AIDS was the blood transfusion people, or the drug users, intravenous, or sex contractors, right? So basically, you're talking about the blood in one of them, right? But if you think about the sex act, there's no blood involved. And if you understand what I mean, there's no blood involved in that. The other one, the intravenous drug user, and the transfusions and that, where supposedly people was getting AIDS, that's bloodstream, right? So again, it's to do with their blood change and rituals and all that. But they blame it onto the one who has the sex, because obviously the one who has the sex is the evil sinner and all that, right? So again, it's scapegoat, it's blaming others for their iniquities, chosen by lottery to bear Israel's iniquities, turning for sin, See this right up here, primarily a symbolic and humorous figure, rather than a literal ritual animal. That's exactly what it is. It's the ritual animal, scapegoat ritual. One recent psyop thing that's been on the news, mother and daughter died at Essex Beach trying to help boy, again, it's an Indian type of thing, You see, the ages, one's 156, one's 1477, and then a 7, so it's like 777 code again, But other stories show the ages of the 42, so again, 666, right? As you see here, trying to rescue a boy and they got in trouble, but you ever seen one of them with a headscarf on going in the water on the beach, right? It's another psyop, right? But again, it's a type of Indian thing to make the Indian ones a root type idea, positive propaganda for Indians, right? Quite easy to identify that, but the name Shally is interesting. Obviously got the Royal Arch, like the Raman thing, Ra is the Egyptian god, right? But Shally is quite interesting because obviously you've got all these things about the Oasis. They've got the Oasis Labour Party stuff going on at the moment, and that one was doing look back in anger. Who Shally can wait. Don't look back in anger. Interestingly, Shally, like ally, an ally. So Indians are your allies, is what this is telling you. If it hadn't been in the country, that boy would have drowned. Because these are your allies and friends. Of course, shalom, which basically means peace. So it's an exhortation to peace. For Indians type idea, obviously a lot of people notice that Indians are taking over all over the place. And this is again, more positive propaganda, peace. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Alaikum. Now basically, if you know the background of this one, where the Oasis made a comeback in the mid of the Labour Party thing and all this, it was after the Southport killer, Stockport killer. You know, that kid who was Axel Rudeborner, and then they brought back Oasis. And this, but it's doing a back and anger thing and all that. So it was like we're trying to say, like, you know, because they do with this, like, so as you say, 666, Southport killer thing and all that. So they brought Oasis back to stop them rioting or something, you know, like all psyop. Now as you see here, this Burnham who sang the Wonderwall thing, and he's back with a new rescue dog called Axel. So it's a psyop all the way, you know, total psyop all the way, you know, like Labour Party, Oasis, political psyops, you know, as you can see. Game number 7. That's a loss. Quite obviously, it's a loss.